G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4. Today we are on Borderlands to watch two of the world's best players face off. Not on the ranked ladder, no, oh no, this is one of EGC TV's big events. Of course, there's only a couple of weeks left now for this event, so make sure you go check it out. About an hour or so after this video gets uploaded, you should hopefully be able to head over to EGC TV and actually check out some of the action. So make sure you do that. I'll leave a link down in the description. And let's get to it and talk a little bit about what we can expect to see today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce our players. First and foremost, spawning in the west of the map in the color red, playing as Jeanne, the French variant, we've got Puppy Paw. And on the east side of the map in the color blue, playing as the Byzantines, it's Vortex. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a casted game. We've got early aggression, and what is the play going to be today? So watching on board with Puppy Paw and whether or not he sees this early aggression, because one of the things, I don't even think did he even see the early aggression? I mean, actually, he saw the villager on wood. Isn't this kind of wild? Like, right, when you see this, he sees the villager on wood, multiple villagers on wood, and that tells him, hey, my enemy is going to be rushing me in the Dark Age. He spots the racks, but already he's got this many vills out on gold. And this is kind of wild, right? Because we are starting to see the Dark Age really come into its own. And it's great to see, because in the past, it's just been a formality, right? If you go back, if you think about the way that Age of Empires 4 has worked for the last couple of years, with the exception of, like, maybe the Mongols, it's been pretty boring in the Dark Age. You don't do much. If it's a water map, you make a couple fishing boats. If you're playing the Ottomans, maybe you send out a spearman when the enemy's about to age up from your military school. There's really not much to it. Yet, what we're starting to see is this transition. People are working out, well, hold on a minute, I can get really annoying. I can get some great value out of these early spears if I send them out to the opponent. And indeed, we now see that Vortex has brought that Lamentinite over towards the gold vein, but look how much gold Puppy Paw has already picked up. Now, what is the play here with all of this gold? Now, obviously, he knows that this gold is not going to be forever. There's going to be Lamentinite out here. They're going to be putting the pressure on, so naturally, he needs to collect as much gold as he thinks he's going to need. Is that gold for a night? Is that gold at this point? I don't even think it's gold for a night. I mean, you're collecting this much gold. What is it going to be for? He's not looking for Castle Age, that's for sure. I mean, at that point, you'd probably just put down an outpost. You just gather the 50, but he's going to hand in right here. Now, keep in mind, he is playing Jeanne d'Arc, which is a French variant, which means they will get that reduced gold cost. So there is a chance that he puts down a mill and goes for professional scouts, because when it comes to how you counter this, right, like normally what you'd be doing is the same old theory where you go School of Cavalry down here, archery range over here, and you look to build scouts with your School of Cavalry, and then you build archers with your archery range, and the archers are going to push back the Lamentinite. What's interesting though is Vortex doesn't appear to be going for a tower. So we're not seeing any early aggression coming out in that regard. It's just going to be the Lamentinite exclusively. Now, keep in mind, he can also use these to take down the enemy deer. Normally, we wouldn't see him pushing them away. We have seen, we did see one game where somebody tried to push their opponent's hunt into their base. I'm not going to name any names there. It was quite funny, though. I don't think you're going to be pushing it that far. Even here, the hunts are kind of far away. But professional scouts definitely make sense on a map like this. There are more deer than standard, so you've got 4 big hunts, and then you've got the 2 smaller hunts that are across the map. But the age ups are starting to come through, so it is going to be School of Cavalry to the south of the town center. Towards the north of Vortex's town center, we do have the Grand Winery coming up over on the east side of the map. So we're going to be looking to take advantage of these berries. Just the 2 vills on stone. Keep in mind, we do have the change to the cisterns as well. Interesting housing position. I will say that this is very oriented towards like a macro style of play, or not macro style of play, but like he's just very much paying attention to his early resources, right? Like normally you'd build it 2 tiles away so that you could always put the olive grove down a little bit later, just so it's, you know, it's a couple little less things that you have to do. But he's just said, you know what, stuff it, man. We're just going to build the house right next to the TC. Checking back in on the other side, we have the same thing coming in from Puppy Paw. So really looking to prioritize early game advantages with regard to resources, because every little step that you take is one less resource that you gather. Age Up coming through, though. School of Cavalry for him, and it looks like he is going to be able to take out these deer here with the Lament, and I also spots out the wolf. And I'm curious to see how Puppy Paw goes for the reaction. We do already have the mill coming up. I know that it is quite close here. Ideally, you'd love it in this spot or even in this spot right here. Get that triple adjacency, but not going to be having it. I think most likely this is just going to be for professional scouts. You can see it's quite cheap. He's got the resources for it. So expect him to click that one up. We'll check in over on the other side of the map shortly because the age up is about to come through here from Puppy Paw. Joan of Arc about to be up to her second level. And now on the other side, of course, Vortex is about to complete his landmark as well. He's got 5 vills on it now. And we'll be looking to go into that military... that mercenary. Oh, what was that sound? What was that sound? Excuse me. I don't think I've heard that before. I don't think I've heard that before. The first sound I immediately recognized because it was the vizier point sound. So I knew something was up. And then all of a sudden we got something. Is that completely new? I don't remember hearing that. Professional scouts is coming through. Now, this is what I will say right here is this is quite a bit of an this is an interesting matchup in the sense that obviously these civs have been around for a while, right? It's been 18 months these civs have been around. Shout out, by the way, to the extra little bit of sound that we get now for Joan of Arc aging, or not aging up, but Joan of Arc, you know, getting that level up. Also, we get to track her experience, which is really nice. It's been a long time that it hasn't been in the game, but it's great to see. Meanwhile, back over towards the Mercenary House, we do now start to see Mercenaries starting to come through. It's going to be the Silk Road contract, so Javelin Thrower is going to be on the cards. And I think this is what's going to be difficult to deal with here, because Vortex is making the right call, right? Like, when you think about it, from the perspective of any Byzantine player, 100% the go-to in almost every circumstance is going to be those Javelin Throwers with the Lament Knight. They just work so damn well together. But you've got a bit of a weakness, and that's this girl right here. She's really powerful. She's very effective at dealing with both of this, and I suspect we're going to see immense value from Puppy Paw's Joan of Arc pick here early on in this game. Now coming through, looking to try and get a spin on the Vills, runs to the south side. Akratoy comes in on the defense, but unfortunately, a whole bunch of damage taken off all of these Vills. You can see he wants to try and hit 3 on there. If he can get 3, it's going to be some big damage that comes through. But for the moment, just able to fight off against these Lament Knight. Comes back through once again for another spin. Able to make the next connection. Meanwhile, have a look at the amount of scouts that are out here. We got 5 on the screen at the moment. Also got the archers coming out. A couple of deer still out here to grab, but so much work being done here. And I gotta say, from Puppy Paw's perspective, he has done incredibly well to turn this around, right? Like, if we think about the aggression that came out early, it's almost like it was meaningless. You know, like, what did Vortex actually achieve? Like, okay, you killed a mining camp? It's not that big of a deal. And keep in mind, that's a mining camp, but it doesn't really achieve much because you've already gathered up all the gold that you need. You got enough for professional scouts and your age up. Is this where we kind of see the Dark Age going, that people are going to be front-loading a lot of their gold gathering? It could be. It could be. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Just to avoid potential aggression and be able to get those counters in stronger. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, numbers are going to start building here. Keep in mind the Javelins are out on the field now. They do get bonus damage against archers, so they're not going to have an easy time here, the archers. You can see they're basically going to get 2-shot by the 3 Javelin that are chasing them. There is a 4th Javelin somewhere in here. There he is, towards the top side. But remember, that damage is not going to be that heavy against Joan of Arc. On top of that, she also gets the heal. So it'll be a very slow death for her. But you've always got the buyback option as well. Meanwhile, towards that east side of the map, we start to see the systems really coming up here. This will be the 5th system that comes into this system early on, 8 minutes 30. Really looking to build that economy. Now, just a little bit of an update, a little bit of a personal update for me. Currently, I am standing in the sit-stand desk, loving it. I'm probably sitting for about 30 minutes before this, and now I'm going to sit here, cast this game, and I'll probably sit down again at the end of that. It'll be great. It's a cycle that just continues on. And the drink of the day, it's Red Bull. I was about to take a sip, but unfortunately, we got ourselves a little bit of a fight, so the drink's going to have to wait. Joan of Arc in hot pursuit right now, gets the spin, doesn't really hit. I think you've got to be kind of careful with it. And I tell you what I'd love to see? Like, I would love to see the kill count for Joan of Arc, because it is going to be absolutely brutal this game. The question is, should it reset if Joan of Arc dies? There you go. That's an interesting thought for your kill count. Still healing as she's chasing enemy units. Now, if she can get a big swing here, you can see that the animation that she does causes her to fall quite far behind. So I'd almost be tempted to not actually be right-clicking those units. But I guess you can't get the charge in unless you actually do right-click the unit. So probably maybe as you get closer You want to avoid that and then just try and get that spin, because at the end of the day, she is quite a bit faster. If we can click on her 1.38 movement speed against the javelin thrower. Javelin thrower, there we go. 1.25. So eventually you could catch them. And you could get a big spin in, because you're doing like 20 damage per spin. So you're talking 4 spins and that's it, you're going. And you know what they say, spin to win. Now coming through with the charge, 1.69 movement speed. I tell you what, she is fast. She's faster than a knight. Well, a knight that's not charging, let's put it that way. Lament Knight towards the south here, going to be spotting out this hunt. And at this stage, Vortex might be looking for an age up, judging by this. He needs to take one good fight. If he can take one good fight in this little engagement, this period right here, he's cleared for takeoff. That's the way I see it. Even right now, he thinks he might be cleared for takeoff. He's not actually making any more Lament Knight. Scout coming out. We're right on board with him. He's got a good mass here, a solid mass. The biggest threat that you've got. See, the issue that I'll say right now, I think Vortex is probably in a bit of a tough spot, just because he doesn't have the critical mass to actually deal with Joan of Arc. You have to be able to snipe out the Joan of Arc. And you can see him here trying to fight against the archers. He's going to be able to pick those off. But the issue that you've got here is the Joan of Arc. The Joan of Arc is what is powerful in this attack for Puppy Paw, or in this defense for Puppy Paw, because not only does he have the buyback with it, but it is like persistent AoE damage. Upgrades coming through, +1 ranged armor, big charges onto the javelin, a little bit of an overstep. Lament Knight come through, and immediately the charge lands. Only looks like it hit one of those Lament Knight, so nice little bait, but she's getting completely surrounded. This is terrible. This is terrible right now. We can see a massive swing. Indeed we do. She gets a great AoE damage. You can see she's being focused down, but I tell you what, she's not coming back for long. Or rather, it won't be long until she's back. It won't be long. There she is. She's already bought back, and it's very quick that she's back out here, and she'll be able to defend this pretty much single-handedly at this point. You could just run her down here. A couple more units going to go down, but I think that's pretty much all Vortex needs here. Like, he's done quite a bit of work. A little bit of a raid back on the other side of the map. Lament Knight here to clean it up. But yeah, I think, to be honest, after that fight, he can absolutely go castle here. The biggest thing I would say, though, is don't hang around. If you're going to do it, don't hang around, because if you take a bad fight here, you're up 10 pop. And remember that at this stage with Vortex, he's investing resources in aging up, whereas his opponent's investing resources in units. And this is exactly what you don't want in a situation like this. Big charges to the front. Once again, Joan of Arc going to find a big swing. This is exactly what Vortex does not want right here. And now, once again, look at her go. She's just... Oh, this is actually terrible, man. I forgot how oppressive Joan of Arc can be in the early stages of the game. Let's see if she can get another charge out. Big... Oh, my lord. Oh, my gosh. Somebody make it stop. It is crazy how much damage she is doing. Single-handedly taking down the Malian army right now. And look at the number difference here. He's got the age up that's through, but you've just wasted so many units. I mean, all you really needed was veterancy and +2, and you would have been in such a good position. I think Vortex could have won this game in like 15, 16 minutes if he'd just fallen back, gone castle, veterancy on Lament Knight, veterancy on his javelins, +2, and that's it. He would have won. That would have been it, but now he's just lost everything. He's gone for the classic. I mean, he didn't really push. Like, you know, it's the cardinal sin. Don't push when you're aging up. He wasn't really pushing. He kind of got caught out of position, I would say. But let's check in with Puppy Paw. Let's see how he is doing, because he's going to be going for the age up as well. He knows that something's up. He's definitely felt a little bit of an absence in the enemy's position. Age up comes through on the other side, so Vortex now hitting castle age. We see veterancy coming through on the Lament Knight, veterancy on the contracts as well. And the Royal Institute now going to get dropped down for Puppy Paw. So most likely going to be seeing that Royal Bloodlines technology coming through here for him. He's got quite a few knights out on the field at the moment. 9 knights. So veterancy for those going to be coming through shortly. He's obviously got the chivalry upgrade. He's going to be healing these knights up ever so slowly. We're right on board on the other side, though. Check in with Vortex and see how he's doing. All right, let me get some of that Red Bull in me. Give me a second here. That is good Red Bull. That is good Red Bull. We're going to keep an eye out for these knights from the north. There they are. We spotted them. And so did Vortex immediately off the wood line. A couple of hills going to be left straggling behind. One goes down and also picks up very nicely. Picks up the monk that was there. That was unfortunately the very first monk that came out. Puppy Paw now with the age up as well. Royal Institute and expect to see. So we've got veterancy through on the way for our Royal Knights. Expect to see Royal Bloodlines come through shortly as well. 2 very powerful. That is not Royal Bloodlines. That is horticulture. That was not what I expected right now, but you know what? We'll take it. We'll take it. It's the classic castle age timing into horticulture. We've all done it. We've all clicked it. I don't even think that's a misclick. I think that's intentional. Skewer on the Lament Knight. A little bit of a curious fight here for Puppy Paw, but he's going to take it. He loses 2 knights for nothing. Unfortunate. And there's the veterancy now coming through. There's the Royal Bloodlines as well. And those javelins, man, they're starting to hit quite hard. 11 damage now coming through. And this is kind of what you wanted to do, right? Like, ideally in this situation, what you want to do is you want to wait for +2 ranged attack and veterancy on your javelins, and then go and take. And, like, the idea is that you would just snipe out. You would be sniping out Joan of Arc. Which, by the way, she's now level 3 because she's got so much activity early on. Vils jump inside the outpost. The rest of them going to run away. Lament Knight come through. Gets the nice little spin to win. Meanwhile, towards the east, rather towards the west, we do have that scout being chased around, coming through, looking for another angle. We'll be able to find it. Gets a spin on the Vils. Takes down one of them. Might get a second one here. Indeed, she is. Puppy Paw doing well. Scout does go down, leaves a couple of straggling sheep behind, and Joan of Arc escapes with plenty of health in the bank. Of course, the Age ups through as well. She could look to potentially take Sacred Site, so we'll keep an eye on that. Riding on board with Vortex now. The first of the relics is on the way back, and I tell you what, if you are enjoying this Age of Empires 4 game, make sure you go down, hit that like button. It really helps out with the traction of the videos, and of course, if you're looking forward to more EGC TV content, make sure you go and check them out. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can watch these guys live. Of course, Vortex and Puppy Paw probably going to be fighting it out, or at least one of them will be fighting it out tonight. Javelin to the south, Knights to the north. It's a pretty decent split. Jeanne might go down 56 health. You can see she's got all that ranged armor. +2 has now come through for Vortex, and he's going to start pushing. But one thing to note is Vortex's army is a lot smaller than what it should be. At this point, he should be like approaching 60 military population. It's just a consequence of that earlier fight where things didn't go particularly well. And now Javelins, he was going to go for a greedy play there, doesn't end up finding it. Meanwhile, over towards the other side of the map, we start to see the raids are really getting to hit home right now, with Puppy Paw doing a lot of damage inside the base of his opponent. Oh, excuse me. A little bit of a involuntary spasm right there. It's Mother's Day over in Australia right now, so it might be Mother's Day wherever you are. So if it is, say hi to your mum for me. That's an old joke. That's a Rove McManus joke. I tell you what, I used to watch Rove growing up. Only the Australians will get this, and that was his catchphrase. Say hi to your mum for me, implying that he was seeing our mums. He was not. He was not. My mum. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, no. Where were we? Oh yeah. Mother's Day. I went out tonight. For Mother's Day to celebrate with my wife. I ate a little bit too much. I think that's why I got that little bit of a like that. Wow, look at that damage coming through. It's actually not that much damage on Joan of Arc. I mean, she's obviously quite tanky. She's healing up, but you can see just the javelins picking off these ranged units. Vortex now towards this top side. The army numbers continue to build here. I'm looking for siege engineering here. Let's double check towards the base of the Byzantines and whether or not we can see that blacksmith and what we've got. No siege engineering unlocked just yet, but now moving up around the outside. The big thing to watch out for here is going to be Joan of Arc as she makes her way down the hill, charging in. The focus comes through. Nice little spear control. Decent damage early on, but you can see that she's still maintaining this health. Honestly, you can just buy her back at this point. She's going to go down. She'll get immediately brought back. I suspect she'll be coming straight to the front. Javelin thrower is going to work their magic. Keep in mind, we've got that extra health coming through on these, and it's just completely crushed. Puppy Paw just overwhelming Vortex right here. Not even close in this fight. And I don't even think he needed to buy the Joan back, did he? I mean, you're going to need to eventually. But that's just the power of Royal Bloodlines. Like, it is such a great upgrade. It's so powerful, especially if you're playing into Knights. It just makes so much sense. And you can see right now Vortex scratching his head a little bit there, thinking, oh, where did I go wrong? Vortex, I'll be honest, I think after you took that very first fight, probably needed to back out immediately and then click up. Veterancy +2, all that good stuff. Get the camel out as soon as you can, because that camel's obviously going to debuff all of the Royal Knights. Make sure you don't lose the camel if possible. Maybe even get a second one, maybe even a third one, and then that's it. You attack with a couple Lament Knight, couple Javelin throwers, and a whole bunch of camels, and that's going to be all the magic that you need. But now on the defense, numbers looking a little bit more even now for Puppy Paw as he begins to push, but doesn't want to overcommit here. Of course, he's got that camel debuff on him. Needs to be cautious as he approaches the Byzantine base towards that top side. A couple of units make their way around. Vortex going to be able to chase them out. Quite a bit of damage comes through on these champions. We did see Arbitrar coming out as well for Puppy Paw, but it looks like for the moment, he's just going to be focused on committing to the Knights together with the Jeanne champions. So we can see them coming out, or Jones champions coming out. Meanwhile, towards that front. Now, keep in mind, Jones champions do get a bonus against spearmen. So they will get bonuses towards the Lamentinai. So it makes it very difficult to itemize. It makes it difficult to itemize for Vortex to pick his army components. Let's go with that. To pick the pieces for his army. And you can see archers together with the champions on the back. Also got the knights down to the south. We've got a whole bunch of little proxy fights that are happening even up towards the top side. They're just attacking a mill. Don't worry about them too much. But that extra damage, I mean, it's a +8, which is a pretty strong bonus. So if you can get more of those bad boys out, they're definitely going to start to do work. But of course, the Lamentinai quite strong here. A formidable opponent in this game. So how do you even deal with this right now as the Byzantines? I mean, you could probably move into crossbows yourself. Crossbows are going to be effective here. These are heavy melee infantry. That makes quite a bit of sense to do, and we now start to see Vortex doing that. He's got 7 crossbows out on the field. Where are they? They're out here somewhere amongst the javelin throwers. Townsend are firing down upon the legions, the champions. Towards the south, the knights come through. He's got no gold. He's got no gold. He's going to try it. No, he didn't even think about walla-lolling at that point. Very nicely picked off. And now running into the back of the base. This could be dangerous for Puppy Paw here. If he gets caught, if he gets shut down, if there's a quick wall that gets thrown up, he could definitely find himself between a rock and a hard place. But there is plenty of gold out here. I feel like, I mean, this is just one of the things that happens, right? When you've got these top-level players, they really don't wall, right? Like, Vortex is thinking to himself, what's the point in walling? Like, these knights are going to burn through my wall in 3 seconds. There's no point in me having a wall up, Drongo. Don't even think about it. Look at these. The knights taking down, or taking on the camel riders. The camel riders having to back out despite all the bonuses they get. Bonuses against cavalry, deductions, reductions on the enemy statistics. Nah, still doesn't want to take the fight. We'll check in with Puppy Paw. Sacred sites are being capped. He's got Joan of Arc out here. 2 relics at the moment for Vortex. We haven't seen Puppy Paw actually pick up any relics yet. Has he got the mod? The monastery? I don't think he does. We don't see it. Horseman now going to be coming out as well. He's looking for veterancy on the horseman. Knows that his opponent is going in the crossbows. He's very on the ball, isn't he? He's just, he's so ready to just take down the opponent. And like everything he does, it just feels like it's been molded to defend Vortex. It's almost like he knew, like he had a heads up against what Vortex was going to be doing this game. Like, take it back all the way to the very beginning of the game. And you think about how he played. He knew he wanted to go professional scouts. He knew his opponent was going to attack the gold. And he just stops it. Where's Joan? Where's Joan right now? We need her in this fight. She needs to be here. She needs to be getting that AoE out. There she is from the back. She's going to try and come through. Nice little spin to win there. Still making her way around the top. Meanwhile, the knights getting chased away by the camels, looking to try and reinforce. The horseman heading up towards the top side. Another spin to win. Joan of Arc still making her way through, being focused down by the crossbows. Going to go down here. Looks like indeed she will. Joan of Arc has fallen. Horseman now behind the lines. A lot of vills, a lot of problem. More vills. Oh my god, vills are being chased everywhere. Vortex being run around all corners of the screen right now. He's got vills moving in every direction. But still, somehow, the ranged units for this army stand tall. Has he got Akritoy defenses at least helping out? Doesn't look like it. Horseman going to get brutally taken down by the Lamentinai. And somehow in that, I mean, he's lost 18 vills. That's a pretty decent amount. Only 8 vills. I mean, we could definitely sell it as only 8 vills he lost there. He could have lost a lot more. I know that I think he'd lost 10 coming into this battle. It could have gone a lot worse. It looked like it was going to go a lot worse. I'll say that right now. To come out of that with only losing 8 vills, decent, not bad. Is he still? No way. He's still out. He's still out here stealing. He's still taking the deer. He's still taking the deer. That's impressive. I mean, you got to respect the grind, right? Like that is really impressive. By the way, we still got a couple deer up here, just the one for the moment. How we doing back here? Let's check in. Puppy Paw's upgrade's looking impressive. Only +2 ranged armor is the upgrade that he needs. Also now moving into archers. But what's impressive is like Vortex is just sticking with this OG composition. Starting to mix in quite a few more camels. We've seen a little bit on the crossbow side of things. But the Lamentinai is the king here. And you would think in this situation that Jones champions would be sufficient in this defense. But they're not. Not right now. Puppy Paw definitely starting to struggle quite a bit in this game. I can't believe that massacre that was just so close to happening, but just somehow was averted. Those knights must have just kept running a little bit too far, perhaps, through through the villages, past the army, perhaps. But now, looking to pick up reinforcements, runs into a whole bunch of camels. Upgrades on the way through. It's going to be fertilization. But boost up that. Let's go with boost instead. Boost up that food income. Speaking of food income, we've got to check in on these two and see how they're doing. At the moment, we've got, obviously, all the deer has run out. So it's going to be a transition slowly over to farms. One thing to note, though, is that Puppy Paw is not having an easy time. Oh, that's bad. Javelin throws up towards the north. Meanwhile, down towards the south. Big fight happening. Champions towards the front. Knights up towards the top. Meanwhile, Joan comes through the backside. She's gone for a little bit of a spin, trying to find as much win as she can. Javelin's doing a decent job of dealing with these archers. Champion towards the south, and Vortex is going to be forced back away from this. Puppy Paw with the big heel comes in, says, go on, fellas. Get up there. Get in the front. Nice little spin. Turns around. Going to try and take out Joan. She comes through. Easily making her way in now, and more camels arriving to the front. Plenty units on the way. Sacred sites taken. 3 relics in the bag. Joan still standing strong, still inspiring the troops. Another spin, another win. And looking even better. Archers still working their magic. Crossbows together. Joan goes down. He's going to buy back immediately. Does he have it? He might not have it. I don't think he's got it. It just kind of sits there blank. It just sits there blank. And now with Joan fallen, the major threat here is gone. But the numbers for both of these players is still quite low. It is just, it reminds me of one of those heavyweight fights that you see where they just, neither of them are blocking. They're both just punching down the middle and punching as hard and as fast as they can. Javelins now arriving from the north. These javelins, I think, initially took out these vills. And you can see the villager count. It's managed to even up somehow behind the scenes. Vortex has managed to clean up 23 vills. He's still killing. Where's he killing vills? He was killing vills down here on the gold vein. You could see all the vills were inside on this central gold. All the javelin have rejoined the army now, but he's actually taken the vill kill lead, which is impressive considering how far down he was. Oh gosh, the good old days where 18 vills have died, and now all of a sudden we've got 23 on the other side. It is a bit of a massacre, this game. These guys are absolutely going ham. Let's check in with Vortex, see how he's doing as he begins to push up. No siege engineering in just yet, I was about to say it. But fortunately, it's on the way through, and we're going to look to challenge this keep. I think it's the only rational way you could do it. By the same token, on the side of Puppy Paw, expect potentially to see some boiling oil. You'll know how important this keep is, keeping this keep alive. Awkward positioning here with the gold veins. It feels like, I don't know about you guys, but it kind of feels like Vortex has got control of both of the golds. Like, obviously not for this one, but it definitely is a bit conducive to, I mean, to be fair, actually, Puppy Paw could just throw a keep here and, like, you're never going to take this as Vortex, right? So, maybe not, maybe not. Anyway, good little position that he's got here. It's +2 range attack on the way now for Puppy Paw. Does not have a lot of upgrades. Compare that over to his opponent, who's got pretty much every single upgrade you could ask for. Also now going to be seeing through the teardrop shields for that little bit of extra statistics across the board. Loving to see all of this versatility of the army coming out. We're really starting to see quite a bit of pieces getting put together. Meanwhile, on the side of Puppy Paw, what is going on with Puppy Paw's army? Dude, Puppy Paw, where's your... Puppy Paw, what happened to your army? Why have you only got 25 archers, Puppy Paw? What's going on with Puppy Paw? Why is he fighting this? Puppy Paw, fall back to your keep, Puppy Paw. This is not a fight that we win. We don't win these, Puppy Paw. We don't win these. Run away, Puppy Paw. What are you doing, son? Get out of here. Puppy Paw, no. Stop it. Puppy Paw. You think I'm javelin throwers? I got camels. You're not going to get value here, son. Get out of here. Why is he even here? Oh, the Kairos are coming. Oh, Puppy Paw. No. How did it go downhill? I mean, it feels like the food income has never recovered. Every time I look up here, it's like 400 a minute. It's like, Puppy Paw, what's going on? Vill's now coming out, looking to siege down these Kairosophons. Of course, gonna have to dive back in, realizing the army is here and there's 62 of them. I think Vortex just wins this. I don't see how Puppy Paw holds this. The issue that he's got is like, Vortex is fully farm transitioned. If we look behind this, he is sitting right now on 27 olive groves. He's just pumping. Meanwhile, Puppy Paw is nowhere near it. He's not even at 4 digits yet. All of this is just natural resources that he's gathering up, and now the trouble is with not a single farm to his name. I take it back. He's got a couple of farms. He's got 4 farms to his name. He can't produce units. He can barely get enough units on the field to defend his base, and as a result of that, I don't see any way that he wins this. It's a really tough... Oh, Joan of Arc finally going to age up. Okay, oh, Never mind. All right, we're okay, guys. It's fine. Joan of Arc's here. Don't do it, Joan. Don't do it. Oh, she's put the Strength of Heaven into one of these units. Somebody in here just got Strength of Heaven. Was it you? Was it you? There's one of them that's in here. No, there's not. There's no units. Joan of Arc, we needed you a little bit earlier there to hit that level 4. Unfortunately, it took a little bit too long. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to leave it there. Hopefully you enjoyed this game. It was a good one. It was a really good one. I love seeing the way the Dark Age is really starting to develop. Anyway, we'll leave it there and we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.